a South Africa side that have made 5 changes from the team that turned out on Friday against Uganda. Tommy Mvala is injured, so Siyabonga Ngizana comes in. Basadine debuted off the bench against Uganda just a few days ago and now earns a full debut at left back in place of Modiba. Patrick Maswanganyi rewarded for scoring his first international goal against the Cranes. He's in for Luke Leroux. Elias Mokwana and Evanes Mahoba both dropped to the bench. Morena comes in after he too scored against Uganda. He got the opener, and Ikram Rain is also into the lineup. 3 changes for South Sudan from the side that turned out against Congo. They are very short on the bench, but they have dropped Gennaro to amongst the subs with Majak Mawith coming in. Leo Kowach is out as well as Manila Malish. But in for them today, Rashid Okocha. And the young man, 20 years old, wearing jersey number 11, Iwan Malish. A very, very promising player. He got a brace against Congo last week, Thursday, on his debut. Well, the coach knows this will be a difficult undertaking. 58-year-old Nicolas Dupuis from France, born in Ulan, is a look at South Africa's coach Sugarbrus, now into his early 70s. What a terrific job he has done with Bafana. Bafana, not only at the Africa Cup of Nations finals in Cote d'Ivoire, getting them to the semi-finals and earning the bronze medal, but now qualifying for back-to-back tournaments for his coach to do so. Well, the first ever meeting between these two sides came just 2 months ago. It was an unexpected but outstandingly competitive contest on the artificial surf of Juba Stadium. It was a surface which I think made it very difficult for Bafana to establish their normal fluid passing game, but there should be no such problems here this evening in the mother city on this Cape Town Stadium carpet, which will of course allow South Africa, already qualified, to strut their stuff in front of fans who have long been starved of seeing the national team live, and we are underway here. Going back to a lot of anticipation for this one, just based on that context, the fact that they are back now for the first time in 9 years in Cape Town and looking to top the group, which could have a bearing on the CAF, the FIFA rankings, the CAF rankings. Just outside the top 10 of South Africa, they are in 11th, and the rankings have a bearing on the draw for the group stages of the Africa Cup of Nations.
Well, it does. Of course, that will be announced on Thursday in terms of the updated one. It's all about reputation. You've mentioned the mood, and for me, it's all about the players that were part of Bafana that will be proud to see that this team has got this identity. The players themselves believe in themselves in terms of how they approach the game. I'm talking Phil Masinga, Sizwe Mutau. You know, I'm talking players that have won this jersey and won the Africa Cup of Nations. May their soul rest in peace. They'll be proud looking at the progress of the team. And I say progress because they haven't arrived yet.
Yep. Surprised maybe to see so many Mamelodi Sundowns players in the lineup, considering that this coming Saturday they have an important final, a calling knockout against unfancy newly promoted Mangesi FC out in Bloemfontein. But Ronald Williams starts. That's no surprise. He is earning his 50th international cap today. But Kolisi Madao still in the mix, mounted right back on the ball. Tabo Mokwena, Patricio Bas, Ikram Reyners up front, Tapolo Morena came off the bench in the last game to score just a few minutes after the break. We're expecting maybe to see fewer of those players actually in the 11.
No.
Simple answer.
Simple answer. No. I think the benefit and the value that Sundowns bring into this is the fact that they have trouble throughout Africa, campaigning or playing in the CAF Champions League. So there's vast experience, there's no stage fright. So you need to build the team around the core experienced players. Of course, you look at the likes of Apolis coming into the fray. It is good for the team, and I think a lot of national teams get selected out of the core big clubs in respective countries, and I think we're benefiting out of that as a country. And it's going to be an interesting one. This stage, of course, there's a young man that is probably watching this game who was part of Bafana. His name is Mataba. He scored one of the most beautiful goals in this particular venue.
One thing you'll notice immediately about South Sudan, and probably why basketball is such an immensely popular sport in the region, is the height of some of these players. They tower above most of these South Africans. It's well cut out, attempted cross there from Paul Jawa. South Africa will attempt to play out from the back as they characteristically do.
Well, there's a stage where we say you're not tall, but you're long. And I think a lot of the players.
It applies, yeah.
It applies.
Playing without fear is a great opportunity for this Bright Stars side. Country, South Sudan, who only gained their independence back a decade and a half ago, so 2011. Won their first competitive match only in 2015. There was a 1-0 home win against Equatorial Guinea in qualifying for the 2017 Africa Cup of Nations. Things have been a lot trickier for them away. The first time that they actually won an away match was a good 5 years ago. October 2019, we won away against fellow minnows, the Seychelles. That was in the preliminary round of AFCON qualifying for the 2021 tournament, home and away tie before they made the group stages of qualifying, as Oswanapolis tries to find a teammate. Patrick Maswangani in the box, as well as Ikram Reyners in the 6-yard area.
Well, that's going to be interesting to see the aerial dominance that South Africa can pull up, looking at the heights of the Sudan players. They're gifted when it comes to that. I'm sure they'll be able to compete.
Swung in by Oswanapolis, completely unmarked was Rushman Dortley. And you're expecting him maybe to do just a little bit better. The Kaizer Chiefs centre-half, who does have an international goal to his name, although it was scored in the CASAFA Cup, this year's tournament.
The marking, not solid at all. It's a big let-off. Just talking about the height, we should have also added the organization at the back.
Yeah,
that looks too easy.
Basadine putting it well in the air. It's back with South Sudan here. Well, here does Morena to win this. Mokoena quickly to Batusi Obas. As Basadine relishing the opportunity to start for his national team for the very first time. Little 20-minute cameo off the bench against Uganda. His first cap at the age of 27. Very impressive. Oswanapolis. Oh, it's a lovely, lovely little cutback, and it's far too easy. Ikram Reyners was the man to get his boot on that.
Did he say far too easy?
Far too easy.
I think it's the quality of football and the rotation of the ball that make it look so easy. It is such beauty, you can understand. I feel the mood there, because what we've just seen, Grant, it's sheer beauty, class as well. Timing, it is just too beautiful, and this is how it happens. It has this man, Tito. And look at him. Morena, the composure in the box, not rushed at all, picking up the players, the teammates. The options were there in the box, the finishing. That's what makes you think it is too easy, but it was well worked. The manufacturing process, it is a sheer beauty. What do they say in Malawi? Chintu chapwino manigi. That is sheer beauty. Pass it into the net because it is well manufactured.
Well, that for Ekram Reyners is his second goal in qualifying. Fifth Bafana goal overall. A man who has looked sharp in the 18-yard area so far this season at Youth Club Mamelodi Sundowns. He has 7 in all competitions for the Brazilians. Now converting for the national team once again. And expectedly so, Bafana up early against South Sudan. And now I think for the visitors it's just a case of trying to stay in this.
Now, let me let you into a secret. Look at the height of the Sudanese players. It's good, but it's a disadvantage. Why do I say that? You look at how South Africa moved the ball around so quick, and the response wasn't so sharp on their side to be able to carry it out. So South Africa should be able to capitalize at which they scored their goal, because those defenders are a bit slow.
Of his 50th cap, will be hoping that he can keep a clean sheet. Spoke at length this week in the media about his journey, making his international debut in that 5-0 drubbing at the hands of Brazil. That was 10 years ago now. Is just a young man, 22 years of age, and he says that to this day, that stands out as probably the most important game of his career, because it gave him a sense of what it took to cut it at this level.
I played for Pirates and we lost 5-1 in Sundowns. First game. So these things happen. And character is built out of situations like that. And I'm glad that we're talking about Ronan as the number 1. Seems to have just fitted into this team. Reyners.
Yeah, absolutely.
The class that is displayed. This is good play. This is what I'm talking about. They are sharp. The defenders are a bit slow. And you can understand, like I mentioned, the height, Laku. Suited for a left-footed player. It is Ito going for it.
Thomas Wangani, 6-year-old from Tembisa, scored a quite superb goal, assisted by none other than Ekram Reyners last week, Friday. A man who, for his club this season, Orlando Pirates, in all the games that they have played, has just the 1 goal against Disciples in the preliminary stages of the CAF Champions League. He is looking to set up a teammates, and just ball swung in. Penalised for that high boot. A man who's definitely in demand in the domestic scene, playing for Bafana City at the moment, but the clubs have been and continue to sniff around him. Making his 11th appearance for the national team today is Bafana. Since his debut approximately a year ago now, against Rwanda in the World Cup qualifier. Bruce has taken a real shine to him. A man who was on song the last time that they met South Sudan. His 2 international goals both come against the Bright Stars. Scored a brace against Juma, and that's terribly tough to navigate artificial pitch. game in which they were 1-0 down, then 2-1 up, then 2-all, and eventually it was Talent Mbata with that very, very late strike after coming off the bench to rescue Bafana. Doesn't stop playing here, Morena, and could have presented an opportunity in the end in the clutches of Majaka.
I just like how the variation is. You look at the late run that Morena makes. That's a push. Look at this. I don't think well spotted by the referee. For me, it was a foul, but I think again it's one of those moves. Right? South Africa, Bafana. Anyone thought they would just take the foot off the pedal knowing that they've qualified. It's not the case. They mean business. They've already scored early in this game. It's a question of how they manage it.
Yeah, without they will take their foot off the pedal just because they've qualified. They have a very impressive home record in African qualifiers to preserve as well. They haven't lost a qualifying match on home soil since 2007. 3-1 by Zambia in that particular qualifier. Incidentally, it came here in Cape Town, although not at the Cape Town Stadium, which was prepared for the 2010 World Cup. It came in Newlands, which is well known for rugby matches they used to host. 21 defeat suffered at the hands of Zambia. A man who knew South African football very well, because Katonga scored a hat-trick on that particular day. McCarthy with the consolation, but since then it has been an unbelievable 19 matches at home that they have remained unbeaten.
It's a good record. Have to live up to that. These players have got that responsibility.
Now flying across field for Aswanapolis. Basadin. Not to try and jinked his way past the 20-year-old Imam Malish.
Set defenders on his feet.
Well, of course, Basadin spent such a long time playing as a winger and attacking midfielder before being
look at converted. That. Don't watch my boat. Watch the ball.
It's only converted to a left back about 2 years ago. Solis.
I remember that we have a Morena that started as a fullback. Yes. Look at where he plays. He actually plays. You can play him at centre back because he's that type of player. You play him in the midfield. You play him as a winger. You can play him as a number 9 as well. And it all started happening for him when he joined Mamelodi Sundowns.
Hard to believe that was about 8 years ago now. Such an important player for the Brazilians, bringing consistency, but always also clutch performances in high pressure, high stakes situations. He's won the finals before. I was about to see Obas. He's the man that just continued to harry and hassle against Uganda to actually earn Morena that opening goal.
He's one of those unsung heroes for me. He does the simple things so well, yes, and he's not so pronounced in terms of how he does that, but he just keeps the flow of the game, and just alongside Mokwena as well. It has become a formidable combination looking at what I'm seeing now and having seen in the other games. But he's yet to be a specialist when it comes to backups and goals. Mokwena has shown at team level and at national team as well.
Excellent goals for Tabo Mokwena against Congo in that 5-0 win. Another game that was played in front of so many fans. He's come under fire this week as Mokwena for the comment he made about the celebrations after scoring those goals. His words taken out of context or maybe deliberately misinterpreted. relation to playing in front of full houses.
I read that.
Yeah.
That's a discussion for another day. But ideally, as a footballer, I'm an entertainer. That's a fact. And who do I entertain? I expect the crowds to come out.
Oh, look at that ball from Oswanapolis. That was absolutely superb. Now, can they finish it off here with Morena, looking to find a teammate after being forced to the byline. Ball not yet cleared. There's still an opportunity on here for Bafana.
Problems. Sudan, I think they are sitting too far back. There's so much spaces in the midfield which Bafana South Africa are exploiting, and they're playing the ball into the danger areas with such ease. Now it puts pressure on them in terms of defense, so that's going to be interesting to see how second half is going to be for them, considering that they don't have the depth in terms of the player.
Yeah. Didn't travel with the full squad due to financial constraints. The fact that effectively there's nothing to play for from a South Sudan perspective. South Africa and Uganda still both harboring ambitions of topping this group. It would seem likely now that South Africa will indeed top it. They're playing on Brazzaville.
Well, let me bring in a positive
Uganda
to the conversation of, and the statement that you just made. You say there's nothing to play for, and I think as individual players there's a lot to play for, because I always think there's scouts all over that are watching, and you can put up a show. You could be losing a game. Look at this tight angle, and to bring out a cross here. That's him. Look at where he is, Morena, right up front. There's always someone watching.
Well, South Sudan involved in qualifying for the 5th time. They have never not finished bottom of their group. The most points they've ever got is 3. Oh my goodness. What a save in the end to deny Maswangani back-to-back goals. And that one would have been just as special as the goal he scored against the
replica. More of a replica. You look at the movement, the speed of passing the ball. Look at how he attacks the space. It was going to be a replica of the goal that he just scored. Give it to the keeper. I think he did well.
Yeah.
Mawith.
Benjamin Laku had absolutely no idea.
No. The control. The ballerina does know that I'm good at it, and I've never done it, but look at the movement. It's a good quality football that we're witnessing here.
Player of the season in South Africa's top flight previous campaign, which was his first for Orlando Pirates. So many goal contributions for Maswangani. Joining the Buccaneers from SuperSport United. It's just loving life. Under Hugo Bruce in the national team is Maswangani. Here he is again, working the ball out wide. Dow lifting it in. This touch there from Ikram Rain has been an opportunity for Mokwena to bend it. Spilled by the goalkeeper and then tapped home easily. So it's not the classic goal that he almost scored a few minutes ago, but Maswangani staying alert to the possibility of putting the second one away, and he's done precisely that. South Africa cruising here at home.
I like the superlative. Alert to the possibilities, because it was a tricky ball for the keeper. The fact that it just bounces in front of you, that makes it even trickier. But it's the presence of mind as well from Tito. Look at Oliso Mudau. Clearance not so convincing, and the patience is there. Once that happens, if it bounces in front of the keeper, it's always a tricky one. But the presence of mind, the sharpness of Tito, the composure, the class, and he gets it right. They say in Zambia, Chintuchapwino Maningi, it is a thing of beauty. It's all about the rotation of the ball, the composure in the box. When they are panicking, you become composed, and that's what Tito does.
Well, in just his fourth national team appearance, he has bagged his second goal. Those have come in successive matches. Man who made his debut back in March of this year in an international friendly against Andorra. And he's the man that Hugo Broos has identified to shoulder the mantle of injured Tim Mzwane. And I think on the basis of what we have seen here, what we just saw off the bench a few days ago, he certainly play in the right mold.
Amazing what he's done with Hugo Broos in terms of building up support, strength in terms of the players. We thought Zwane is not there, he's been the man, and in comes Tito, grabs the opportunity. I'm sure there will be a few others that will be identified, because we've got to build up the depth. It's not just AFCON, there's also the World Cup that's coming up.
South Africa's World Cup qualifiers continuing. One match against Lesotho next up. That will be next year, March, though currently sitting second in Group C, qualifying behind Rwanda. Equal on 7 points with them. Benin behind them also on 7 points. Lesotho further 2 points back, and then Nigeria lagging behind. They're on 3 points, Zimbabwe on 2. Expecting, of course, there to be a lot of changes in that particular little mini table, but a big opportunity for South Africa to qualify for the World Cup once again, first time in 14 years. In fact, then as hosts in 2010, the last time we actually qualified for the tournament was that in 2002, so it's been far too long. Oh, that's nicely done. That's the touch a little too heavy, but still manages to get a ball in, does Morena.
When you play football and you see a player smiling like that, laughing, he's enjoying himself. He knows that was a tight angle, but he's used to those sort of angles. Look at the rotation of the ball. Won it back, still rotating it. It is Tito getting involved with Morena. Tight angle, but he still played across.
Short by Osinopolis. It's Basadi. He's drifted in from his position on the flank. Rushun Dortli. Just 2 places left to fill at the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. We saw earlier Tanzania hosting Guinea at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam. They had 7 points. Guinea had 9, so Guinea just needed to try and hold their hosts to a draw. It wasn't to be. Simon Msuva scoring his 20th international goal to take the Taifa Stars through to the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations. Look at this opportunity for Mokoena. He's unselfish, and it doesn't end up in the back of the net.
I'm laughing because I'm watching 2 players say, the other one say, but you should have scored. And he said, but why did you play to be? It was on for you, a police, but as the trainers, he didn't stretch his foot. I don't think he was expecting it. He thought Mukwena would just go for glory.
Touch back to Osinopolis. Gets away from his man and then can't find a route past the next defender. The Southern African nation hoping that they will be present in Morocco at the end of 2025. That's Botswana. They're currently drawing 1-1 with Egypt. They took the lead there, but saw it wind down. So that match has about 20 minutes to go. What isn't perhaps working in their favour, they needed just a draw to qualify, so that's enough at the moment. But if they don't get a point and Mauritania win, then they will not be advancing to the next African Cup of Nations. And Mauritania are currently up against already eliminated Cape Verde, who have 10 men. It doesn't really matter what the scoreline is there if Botswana can hold on against Egypt. So hoping for the best for our neighbours across the border. And another match that has a bearing on who indeed will occupy that last spot. Guinea-Bissau versus Mozambique. Guinea-Bissau have to get the victory. They are hosting Mozambique at the moment. They have 5 points, Mozambique 8. So just a draw will be enough for Mozambique. The previous result was 2-1. So a 1-0 win for Guinea-Bissau would send them through on away goals. But Mozambique have scored. So they are sitting pretty there. It would need to be we need to overturn that deficit, number 1, Guinea-Bissau. And then we will be going down the tie-breaking rules to determine who would go through. But looking really good for the Mambas at the moment. From Southern Africa, looking like it'll be fairly well represented with Zimbabwe and Zambia also.
Put your best foot forward. That's what South Africa has done so far. Knowing the importance of the win, go out full blast, score 2 goals. Now you settle into the game. You've got to manage your lead.
Guinea-Bissau now need to score 3 goals. So looking really, really good for Mozambique to qualify. South Sudan, if they manage to somehow come back here against South Africa, a point would represent their best ever qualifying effort. As South Africa look now to get another that's played straight at the goalkeeper. There's another chance. Still just won't go in for the third. To hit the half-hour mark.
Yeah, I think the key thing for South Africa at this stage is to score, perhaps add a goal, manage the situation. Doesn't look like South Sudan will come out and attack. So far they've been focusing too much on defense because of South Africa enjoying the major share of possession. And they're now dictating the tempo of the game. So when you drop the game, it's not so easy. You don't have position. You get tired. You can't be chasing the entire 45 minutes at some point.
South Sudan, having one, doing his best to try and keep Morena quiet. There's another look at what was, in truth, a fairly good opportunity for Ekron Rainers, although the ball's just running wide and the angle kept closing. Good save from the 25-year-old goalkeeper who represents South Sudan, born in Kakuma, Kenya.
I understand Rainers, he just went for power. For me, it's the kind of ball that you chip over the keeper, but you need to have a particular skill set, which he hasn't ignited it yet. just to chip it, just a nice little chip over the keeper because he's committed already.
But a long-limbed shot stopper is Awit, who has as many South Sudanese and Sudanese players found success in Australia, where he played a lot of his club football in the past. Maswanganyi. Doki to Gizana.
Sure, a gentleman called Zani is watching. I think Masonga is not doing bad in the role of being the linksman, making things happen, and possibilities of a goal from him, which is what he's done. Wish him a speedy recovery.
To Ronald Williams, since he's the ninth best goalkeeper on the planet.
I've looked at the defense of South Sudan. There's about 5 of them at the back, so they're not willing to take any risk at all. So attacking numbers, you can look at them now. There's about 5.
Calling for the ball. Back to his club team, Ronald Williams. Now, Bushran Dorky joined Kaiser Chiefs from relegated Cape Town Spurs in the off-season. That's a nice firm pass for Basadine. He's hung it up here. Morena now challenging for the ball. A break for Arsenal Apollos just on the edge of the area. Set up for Batusio. Pass! Palmed away by Mawith.
Well set up for him. It was on. He's appreciating the supply. Good positioning. Comes in a little bit late. Waited for the right moment. Look at him attacking that space. Knew what he wanted to do. It's a bit of a killer to it.
Scored his first and only international goal as Ronald Williams makes his first save. We talk about Batusio busted net against Congo in their 5-0 rout. But that's a warning sign for Bafana. They
can't be complacent.
They cannot. Ronald Williams proving why, even in matches, which is often the case for him with Mamelodi Sundowns, where he is very quiet when called upon. He's always with it. Switched on.
He's always present in the situation. And a lot of times you've got to watch his movement. He doesn't sit, just moves up from time to time.
Morena feeling the impact from behind. Man is making his 31st appearance for the national team. Yeah. Even the national team set up Morena, who jogs away from the scene of the crime looking relatively unfazed, it has to be said. But a good 9.5 years now since his international debut against Eswatini back in 2015. And who scored his third international goal this past Friday. Gizana. Turning in the field for Ikram Drainers. He's clipped it into the box, similar to the assist he applied for Maswanganyi a few days ago. Just trying to get on there. To the 27-year-old Chiefs man. So definitely a competitive environment for him to be playing. Kizan. Udao.
Someone is getting frustrated.
He is.
He's getting frustrated. He's saying, I'm here. Don't you guys see me? And now he's back. Have to switch play.
Bafana looking to extend their unbeaten run in AFCON qualifiers to 9. The last time they lost a qualifying match for the Continental Showpiece was in June of 2022 as away to Morocco, 2-1 defeat there. Again, where they did give a good account of themselves. And looking likely that they will go through this particular qualifying campaign unbeaten. Spots in what will for them be a 12th appearance at the Africa Cup of Nations since readmission. Successive AFCONs, as we mentioned, for the first time since 2013 and 2015. 2013 they were hosts, so qualifying for back-to-back AFCON finals for the first time since 2006, 2008. And now appearing the fourth tournament in North Africa, having featured in Tunisia in 2004 and Egypt the following edition, and then again in 2019 on that affairs. I'd be interested to find out, Brian, that South Africa have not topped their AFCON qualifying group since qualifying for 2015 Africa Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea. Finished then ahead of Congo, Nigeria and Sudan as Morena gets away from his man well.
He's got a bit frustrated there, is it, Morena? Best of pace. See me now, see me no more.
Yeah.
He's looking for options. There are no options in the box that frustrates him.
For Medic in his homeland, the 25-year-old. 15th appearance for Indian national team colours for the man who successfully challenged Morena as that one is cleared away after goalkeeper flapped at it. Samuel Taban hacking it away from immediate danger. But here comes Bafana once again. He slipped through, but just running away from overlapping fullback.
Police never stops. He's forever in motion.
There's actually no touch there from Bushram Dodley. I thought initially that is what put off the goalkeeper, but I think it might have been his own player, Popak Bukum, a man who played previously for a few years in South Korea. Easily dealt with by Dorky.
Has he been tested? Not really.
Basadine collects. Wasarenas. Aswangani was seeking to run in behind. Reynas couldn't locate him. Good to see South African public appreciating their national team with a wonderful turnout here at the DHL Cape Town Stadium. Especially after we saw what South Africa were able to produce in front of the capacity crowds in the Eastern Cape. Disappointing turnout in what was their first qualifier at the Orlando Stadium, where Uganda almost sprung a surprise. But also look back, their World Cup qualifier against Zimbabwe and Bloemfontein, very well attended. And then that effort fired well wide of the mark by Paulinho Juma, only really their second attempt of this game so far.
Went to sleep.
Yeah.
Kept a straight line at the back. Almost got punished. You're right when you talk about the attendance. I think Bloemfontein set the tone, because since then we've seen full capacity crowds that are coming out.
Great ball forward here for Sonapolis. Trapped by Taba. Slipped through for Basadi. Kaliso Modao has a go. Hey, well, everyone seems eager to get in on the action, and why not? Leading comfortably Bafana, but it's often that you see Kaliso Modao having a go.
Well, he's got the time, he's got the space. If he was on target, it was going to cause problems for Majak Mowith.
Yeah, he is a year and a day removed from his first and only international goal, which came against Benin in World Cup qualifying. Kaliso Modao, on the occasion of this is 22nd cap today. He was looking for goal number 2 for Bafana.
If there was a player who went on to play in Spain, that would have been very proud to see him playing in that position and roving like he's doing. And I'm talking the late Sizwe Mutau, who played that position with such excellence. His soul rest in peace.
And many would think that Kaliso Modao would be our next international export in terms of fullbacks. Certainly has the quality. Yeah. Racking up the Bafana caps of late since his debut, which only came in 2022 against Guinea in an international friendly. Of course, the man who's on the bench today has been was for a long time favoured over him. Into 2 minutes of additional time here at the DHL Cape Town Stadium. Bafana cruising thanks to a couple of goals, both of which came prior to the midway point of this half. Now Teboho Mokoena taking it forward, finding it from Reigns. Asunapolis closed down very quickly. Was Apollos.
The side mirrors were not working because he was not aware of what's happening around him.
Touch. The young Malish. Wow, some space has materialized out wide here. Ojuma. And Taban. South Africa quick to get numbers back.
They're showing their maturity. Of course they're leading, but they know their defensive duties in certain situations where they're going to have to defend as a unit. And to see how tight they are in terms of the lines, defense and midfield.
Wasn't the best touch from Gizana and presented an opportunity for South Sudan. Aaron Williams holding his teammates to a high standard. He wasn't impressed with that.
Not at all. I mean, they were not tight enough. They were inviting for such a shot.
And there's evidence of the exuberance of youth, you might say. Paul Jawa is another 20-year-old. Two wide men in attacking positions for South Sudan today. Both 20 years of age.
Yeah.
His efforts just sailing over the crossbar as the first half comes to an end here in the mother city. So South Africa looking odds on to top Group K thanks to first half goals from Ikram Reyners and Patrick Maswanganyi. Cape Town Stadium, where Bafana are hosting a game in this province for the first time in 9 years, and the fans here have been royally entertained. Seeing their national team live once again. Goals from Ikram Reyners and Patrick Maswanganyi in the 8th and 23rd minute respectively have Bafana up in this contest, which will ensure that they remain top of Group K. Of course, that will ultimately have a bearing on the seedings for the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco at the end of 2025, going into 2026 for the group stage draw. And you would back them from this position to go on and get the results, which would mean they stretch their unbeaten streak at home in AFCON qualifying to 20 matches in succession. South Sudan have 145-minute period remaining to score an away goal in qualifying. Their two previous away games, they failed to net. But what they have managed to do, interestingly enough, Brian Mate, who's back alongside me for the second half, is to score 6 goals over the course of this qualifying campaign, 3 against Congo in their most recent run-out prior to that, which is the most goals that they've ever scored in what is their 5th AFCON qualifying campaign. So there are small minor improvements being made year on year by this South Sudan side.
The glass is half full. All is not lost. Sometimes you've got to be beaten rough so that you can learn. They made mistake early stages of the game and they got punished for that. Can only be lessons. Of course, we looking at the depth that they have, not enough reserves on the bench.
There is Khalisu Mudau. He's dispossessed, but Tabo Mokoena is on the scene to pounce on that loose ball, and the free kick going the way of the visiting side. South Sudan winless in their last 6 away games. Last time that they won on the road, 1-0 against Kenya. That was in a friendly last September. Tito Okello scoring the only goal in that game. In terms of competitive matches that they've actually won away from home, their first away win coming in 2019 against Seychelles, and then a further 2 competitive matches that they've won away from home against Djibouti and against Congo in qualifying for the previous tournament. In fact, in the preliminary rounds and then Congo during the group stages. There's the ball, Mokoena. That's an uncharacteristic loose touch from the midfielder.
That again.
Yeah. I think the ball is getting away from him because I think he didn't want a tight touch. He wanted it a little bit in front of him so that perhaps he could pull the trigger from miles out, which he's accustomed to doing, but just getting away from him.
I see you played 5 yourself.
Badly. That's what all my touches become. Well, they might be behind, but credit to South Sudan who are building something. It dotted across the field. Several players who are just 20 years of age, others who are in their very early 20s. So under Nicolas Dupuy, it looks like perhaps one day South Sudan will qualify, and it would be historic for an Africa Cup of Nations. For now, though, the 3 points that they've collected in this qualifying campaign equal with 3 of their previous campaigns, and they look destined to finish bottom of the group again, which would be 5 out of 5 qualifying campaigns that they have finished in bottom. But as I just say, they keep improving at least on the goals scored. In qualifying for 2017 AFCON, they scored 3 goals. In the following 2 qualifying attempts for 2019 and 2021 editions, just 2 goals. 5 goals scored in trying to qualify for Cote d'Ivoire, and now 6 in the qualifying efforts for the upcoming edition in Morocco, which will be the 35th staging of the Africa Cup of Nations. Elisa Modao slipped momentarily, and then again, and the second time he slipped was
give a penalty
as a result of a touch from an opponent, and immediately Mr. Diouf from Senegal pointed to the spot, an opportunity for South Africa to get their third. Off the ball touch.
Off the ball touch.
Yeah, so he definitely touches him, and I think Modao was the intended recipient of that little return pass.
Yes. That's good refereeing.
It is.
Is that Mokoena Obas?
That's Mokoena.
He's looking to the right-hand side of the field. Is that where he's going to place it?
He's closing in on 10 international goals, this, to take him to 9. Up against Majak Mawith, and puts it away confidently. Tucked into the bottom corner. And South Africa 3 up now.
Come join me. Yes, celebrate with me, celebrate with us, because we are on fire. We're forcing the opponent to make mistake early stages of the second half, just when the 2 commentators were saying maybe there's possibilities. What possibilities? It is our territory. That's what he says. He plucks it. And Mawith guessed it right. With the height that he's got, is the power that beats him. Plugged in nicely. Power. It's a good start to the second half, consolidating their lead. I am the boss. We are in charge as a collective.
Mokoena's debut came just over 7 years ago now, and he is, as we mentioned, closing in on 10 international goals, drawing nearer as well to that 50 cap mark. He is now 6 games away from reaching that particular milestone. And if you're only joining us now, it's a milestone that Ronwen Williams has hit this evening.
You can see the group standings, top of that group.
Yeah. Ronwen Williams, by the way, just while we're on him, just the 3rd goalkeeper for South Africa after Andre Arendse and Itumeleng Kune to reach 50 caps. Arendse close to 70, Itumeleng Kune 90. South Africa to hit 50 is Ronwen Williams. That's since Neil Tovey became the very first, all the way back in 1997.
Are you saying the Neil Tovey?
The Neil Tovey.
That carried that Africa Cup of Nations trophy that we won here, the Neil Tovey. Mukoko, as they called him back in the days. Captain Fantastic, Neil Tovey.
But it's great to see in the 3 decades or so that have come since he reached that milestone that, players are regularly hitting it.
Yeah.
Showing consistency for the national team. All in all, though, it is a fairly youthful national side, which bodes well for the upcoming Africa Cup of Nations, which is in over a year's time. December of 2025 goes into January of 2026. So we'll be playing from the 21st of December to the 18th of January. That's to accommodate the Club World Cup, which will be happening next year, mid-year. Time period we might have expected to see that African Cup of Nations staged.
So we're playing in the moment, building for the future.
Definitely. There's one certainly part of the future plans. Also, when Apollos makes a little dart, puts in a decent cross, no one can connect with it. South Sudan had a rare opportunity to get forwards, but nothing comes of that. The only player was actually upfield. I think Ugon Malish scored that brace against Congo last week, but has seen precious little of the ball. First player for South Sudan to score 2 on debut. He's the first South Sudanese player to score 2 since Tito Okello did so against Djibouti in March of 2022. Basadin. Now also Apollos has it. Basadin again. Aswangani. Mokwena. Finds a club teammate Obas.
A bit of sweetener from Maswangani.
Can confirm for you as well, the match that kicked off about an hour before this, the 2 matches in fact, out in Egypt where Botswana were trying to book their place. They have done that with a 1-1 draw against the Pharaohs. Mauritania did what they needed to do. They won against Cape Verde, but they needed Botswana to get no points. So they are through.
Offside. It's pulled up a little bit early.
Yeah.
Too early.
Waiting basically for just one result to confirm the players that, or the team rather, that will occupy that 24th spot, and it looks very much now like it will be Mozambique. They have netted for a second time. Guinea-Bissau are on the score sheet, so it is 2-1 there, but Guinea-Bissau need to win that match. Mozambique scored first. Guinea-Bissau equalized just before the half-time break, but the numbers are back ahead. And considering the away goals, which would come into play if Guinea-Bissau could overturn this deficit, 2 away goals, proving them very, very crucial. And by my maths, Guinea-Bissau would need to score 3 times to make it 4-2 in order to qualify. So looking very good for Mozambique. Yeah. Ghanaians in particular, 4-time champions, failing to qualify, finishing bottom of Group F. Terribly embarrassing for them. They miss out on the Cup of Nations for the first time in 20 years. Perhaps that's part of the problem. There's players who feel like they're a shoo-in for the national team. I think their competitiveness is gone with the selection process. Plenty of problems for them to sort out. Here's Maswangani, scorer of the second. Doing what was required of him. Down. Moreno. Space for Kalisu Madao. Slipped in behind for Aswanapolis. Gets away from Ivan Malish. Morena. Sunapolis tiptoeing his way past a couple. Kalisa Madao digs out across. Ball in here for Basadine. Ooh, hits it on the half volley. Not a bad effort. Change here. Dr. Eli coming on, who did score against Congo in the previous game. As we head towards the hour mark.
That's the shot.
Not far off. Just confirming for you as well as take another look at Basadine's effort here. Paul Jawa is the man to make way. Youngster, 20-year-old, playing for Rainbow FC.
Good vibe. Come out in numbers. And guess who is there?
Of course.
Question is, how did he get there? Behind
because what? It's across the continent, not so long ago. But I'm sure the citizens of Cape Town will hope that they won't have to wait another 9 years for their next Bafana game.
I think this whole rotation thing of the national team is quite good. And look at Ronan Williams saying, this is our team. We are one. In honor of Clive Bakandizani, Bafana Ndizani. May his soul rest in peace. He will be a proud man to see this team performing like this in front of a huge crowd.
So the goal kick duties have been turned over to a defender now. First half goals they managed. Now, of course, of this qualifying campaign, 9 goals netted in the first half. It's only against Uganda, where they scored just after the break, that they didn't manage to score in the first 45 minutes. There's the attentions here of both William Gama and Benjamin Laku.
That's something else. That's confidence. That's pure class. Doesn't panic. He's sandwiched by 2 players, kept possession, kept teasing them, got them into the right area, forced a corner. That's maturity at its best. Confidence as well.
National team appearance for goalkeeper Mawith. He has kept just 1 clean sheet. That was in the current World Cup qualifying campaign, 0-0 draw with Mauritania. I'd like to keep the scoreline at just 3-0, but how likely does that seem with just under half an hour to go and South Africa looking like they are in the mood and wanting to entertain this crowd who have turned, I guess, the prevailing sentiment about Cape Town football fans on its head, because here they are in their thousands, in their tens of thousands, just under 45,000 attendance today.
You know what? I think Bloemfontein put every province under pressure.
Yeah.
I think Bloemfontein is the positive reason that we are seeing crowds. They turn up. Yeah. They turn up. It's good. Who's next? Polokwane, can you?
I mean, it also has a lot to do with the kind of form that South Africa have been in.
It's the brand of football.
The brand of football that they're playing. The fact that they're bronze medalists, as Tabo Mokoena attempts to score his 10th national team goal in outrageous fashion.
As a former colleague, he remains a colleague to me, Mark Williams. He's hard to please. So if he was to see the team, of course he's watching, he'd probably say, yeah, I see, came third, but can you go on and win it? Of course, that's the challenge. That's the bigger, ambition to win it. But the foundation looks solid.
There's no doubt. Totally. Bafana. Hollis hugging the flank. He's trying to get the better of Samuel Taban, the man who towers over him at 1.9 meters tall. 22-year-old Taban's back in his homeland playing his football. Just spent a little bit of time out in Djibouti. These are not nations well known for their footballing prowess. South Sudan, to be fair to them, they are a gutsy side, but they are ranked number 172nd in the world, 47th on the continent. That's seventh from bottom in the CAF rankings. But under their current coach, I think they have a long-term plan to improve their fortunes. 58-year-old Frenchman, Nicolas Dupuy. I think he understands the players as well. He had a 12-year playing career, but down in the lower leagues of France. Fairly extensive coaching career, though. Did play for AS Isur and later managed them for a good 20 years. Actually got them promoted from the 4th to the 3rd division of French football. He left them for a Madagascar job in 2017, and you'll remember that Madagascar did fairly well in 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt, making it to the quarterfinals where they were defeated by Tunisia. That was under Dupuy.
For me, when I look at South Sudan and knowing the challenges that they've had, they had to start somewhere. And the most important thing is to start. Once you've started, you're able to do a diagnosis of the challenges that you have. And for them to show up, it's an achievement on its own. For these players to showcase their abilities, but also to reflect on themselves, to say, these are my personal strengths and these are my weaknesses. Yep. And as a team, collectively. That's the same team they're playing against.
Only 13 years on from their first ever international game, only 9 years on from their first ever competitive win in international football. So the growth will come. There's no doubt. Morena has been so busy. Maswangani gets the return pass to Tabela Morena.
This is positively showing up, right?
Yeah.
There are certain qualities in certain players that you look at. If you watch Mukwege, every time he's looking around, and by the time the ball gets to him, he knows what to do with it. It's a rare quality.
Oh, totally. Polis. Players for Bafana have hit 2 goals during the qualifiers. One has managed to go above that mark. Except Mokoena, with the brace that he managed against Congo in his goal today. Bata, as well as Apollos, and Ikram Reyners, Maswangani have netted 2. There's Mudal. Oh, working in tight spaces here. Maswangani gets the return from Mokoena. And here is Mokoena, edge of the area. Couldn't work the space to shoot. Maswangani again.
We are in charge. That's what they're saying. And they let the ball do the work.
Yeah.
We'll get it into areas that are very fertile with possibilities to score because we can and because we have a system that allows us to do that.
Uganda have netted against Congo, so they moved back within a point of Bafana on the live log, but there's no chance of them going top of the table. South African cruise control here in Cape Town.
Someone is no longer in cruise control. He's feeling a pain. Not too sure. Is it Gesan? I wonder what is wrong. He's gotten himself the spar. Of course, he's a versatile player. He can play right back, centre back. Good leadership qualities, very vocal. One of the exports from Zanzibar.
Famous for his contributions to cricket, but enjoying some football. Marshall Gibbs. Look at the stadium now. We're a little bit worried before kickoff, just simply because it's. Bear in mind it's a weekday. People are trying to
just
finish work and
taking with rosaries at home.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit of dinner and then they come here. Look at
this.
That.
Is fabulous.
This is sheer beauty. Mzansi, more of this. Getting there. Cricket, we're getting there. Bafana, we're getting there. So far, of course, it's been deep walking.
Yeah, rugby, already there.
But we tell them that they're already there, they'll say no. Because they've got this insatiable appetite for more success.
That's the truth.
There'll be 3 changes Mr. Brooks will make soon.
What it probably spells here for South Sudan is an awful lot of pressure in the remaining 20 or so minutes. I think there might also be a 5th change potentially. Yeah, there we go.
There will be changes. That's what I was talking about. The 3 players that are waiting.
And the goalkeeper. So that's who we didn't initially spot as part of the changes. I think it'll be a quartet of changes. 3 outfield players, 1 goalkeeper. Lovely to award Sage Stevens his debut, if indeed that change does happen. And if Ronald Williams' departing touches are those, then good on him, because he hasn't had all too much to do. But
hasn't been tested.
In fact, though, there was the one moment in the first half where he made a really decent save, but other than that, untroubled.
Is it going on? Is it not going on? There's the man.
There it is. So, Ronald Williams, on the occasion of his 50th cap, doesn't see out the whole game, but what it does mean is there is a national team debut for Sage Stevens, a Stellenbosch goalkeeper who at the age of 33, after his first call-up to the squad, earns his Bafana debut. Words all around from Ron Williams for the players that will be coming on here. Talented Bata, Tsibisi, and the precocious young talent that is Relebohile Mofokeng, wearing the number 10 jersey, appearing for the 5th time in a Bafana shirt. All of his appearances have been off the bench, still waiting for that first start for Rele Mofokeng. What a sensational young player he is.
You know, he can somehow score.
He can score.
He can create. I like how they have slowly introducing him into the national team. You sometimes come and sit on the bench and watch the game, finish, go home, take in the whole atmosphere. You come back, you get given 5 minutes, make an impact. One day is one thing, you'll be in the starting lineup.
He's got plenty of time, a man who only turned 20 last month. Tsibisi, Orlando Pirates centre half, who is making his 13th appearance for the national team. The bulk of those have come since joining Orlando Pirates. Made 3 appearances while still on the books of Le Montfort Golden Arrows, as Rele Mofokeng shows off for the crowd here in Cape Town. Now searching ball played forward. Mofokeng is a tricky customer to deal with. Potentially tiring backline could have a torrid last quarter hour. Paulinho Juma, his 5th national team start, holding off the opponents, working well to keep possession of the ball.
Go ahead, Juma is one of the experienced players in this game.
Just the 1 goal for Paulinho in his international career, came that losing cause at home to Uganda midway through last month. 2-1 loss that they suffered. As far as Basadine driving it forward. Nice for him to have a club teammate on the field now in the form of Sage Stevens. Devin Titus also part of the squad. He was a late call-up with Shalimai and Bela not available. Now Talented Mbata and Osman Apollos combine. Apollos looking to play in Mofokeng. Ball given away. Talented Mbata making that challenge.
Players. South Sudan were looking really tired. And up front, Juma hasn't had supply. And once you have the midfield, that's not so solid anymore. Looks like the defense is vulnerable.
Now Mofokeng on the standing start. Still has the ball in his possession. Osman Apollos. In the danger well, South Sudan. Conceding the throw very cheaply. Just as we were speaking of the possibility here of seeing Devin Titus is introduced, a man who has earned 2 caps for Bafana, but in the COSAFA Cup, which often not seen as full senior caps. So here he comes on for the team in a qualifying match. Devin Titus, the late call-up, with about 10 minutes or so to show us what he has. A man who has been, so far this season for Stellenbosch, very impressive, following on from an impressive campaign the previous season. First touch for him.
I think he was looking forward to meeting Coach Hugo Bruce, because if you get to be part of the COSAPA, he doesn't come to
Yeah, true. Yeah. This game. A lovely ball to find Titus. Down. Back to Mbata. Has 2 international goals so far. This is just his 4th appearance in Bafana colours for Talente Mbata. Only 2 club goals in his entire senior career. And 2 for the national team as well. In fact, he got to 2 goals for the national team quicker than he did in club football.
I spent a bit of time let's have a look at the Super Sport training, and I watched him play. He controls situations.
Yeah, his pass has gone a little awry, to be fair. All smiles on the bench of Bafana. As we turn our attentions to the bench of the Bright Stars, with William Gama, who turns 22 next month, coming out, the Malakia man, and just a second change made by South Sudan sees them introduce Peter Daniel. Mbata, Quena, now with the captain's armband, calling for it once again. Ball out wide, finding Osunopolis. That pass a little too heavy for Ikram Reina, so picked up by Mufokeng, who was already in an offside position. Just the toe of his boot. Yeah. Stevens. SBC now. Back to Sage Stevens. Sage Stevens earning a continental experience this season. Stellenbosch featuring in the CAF Confederation Cup, where they made it through to the group stages. Now picked up here by Mbata.
Trust him to want to pull a trigger after winning it in that sort of area. It was inviting for him anyway.
Mbata quite recently for club side Orlando Pirates scored a scorcher from range away to TS Galaxy with the help of a little deflection, but it was just his 2nd club goal of his career. Oliver Titus, Mbata, lofted over for Basadi. Nice little ball in behind. Can he find a teammate? Devon Titus was lurking, but he's not quite on the same page as fellow substitute Mufokeng. Now, here's Mufokeng again. This time he wins his side a corner kick. So many players in green are forward here. King keeps his feet brilliantly. Now an opportunity to score. Ikram Reyners, the man who opened inside 8 minutes, can't fire the shot away. Mr. King was also on the scene.
I think the game deserves another goal.
Titus, receiving from Mudal. Back to the fullback. Devin Titus offside. An opportunity to look all the way across the line, so not sure how he got that wrong. If indeed the assistant's call is correct, which it most certainly is.
You're right. I mean, by now you should have seen that he's actually in offside position.
There was the effort from Ikram Reyners. And so many bodies around him, so perhaps it's surprising that he couldn't test the goalkeeper. Quinn striding forward. Now Apollos. Apollos pulling the trigger and sending Mawith sprawling because it took a deflection off a teammate, so set themselves for a corner here.
I think at some point he's going to get rewarded. I've seen him at Morocco in a city where he gets into these sort of areas that are inviting for him and he wants to take shots. You see the repeat here at the national team level.
Another short corner taken. One repelled by Bukun. 5 minutes of regulation time to play. Interest in what's happening in Bissau, where Mozambique still lead Guinea-Bissau away from home 2-1. That will be more than enough to send them through to 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. They will be the final team to book their spot. Run through all those sides for you. Morocco's hosts will be there. There's Algeria, Angola, Benin and Burkina Faso, Cameroon, Comoros Islands, DRC, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, current holders, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Nigeria, Senegal, mighty Bafana, Sudan, Tunisia, Uganda, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and joining them today after confirming their spots, Tanzania and Botswana, soon to be Mozambique. So apart from Ghana, all the powerhouses of African football are there. Dow losing out, but breaks kindly for Mukwena. Found rain as well. Did Basadine, now Apollos. Basadine again. The ball effectively?
No. I know I struggle to pass with trick, but I'm trying to look at the word powerhouses. Do we have an outright powerhouse now in Africa?
Yeah. Devin Titus. Wide up the upright.
It's a debate.
It's a debate, yeah?
Yeah. I'm just saying. I mean, if you look at the fact that you're saying Ghana, where the powerhouses at some point, it's not there. Of course,
a lot of people would contend that it is the hosts, Morocco, with that advantage of being at home and of course all the terrific talents that they possess, that may certainly be amongst the favourites, shall we say.
We need to be headed in that place at some point.
Yeah.
We need to get toward that.
Morocco ranked first on the continent, but also 13th in the world. Senegal second in Africa, and you have to look a little further down the FIFA rankings to find them. 20th place. Egypt are the 30th best team in the world. They're third on the African continent. I think it's there for the taking, the next edition. And the fact that it's over a year from now, so much can change. So many players can emerge as superstars capable of carrying their team, not single-handedly, but certainly providing real influence.
We went to, as we see this, I think this is a touch of WhatsApp. We went to the AFCON thinking that, listen, Senegal are the. You know what happened? And Bafana, no one gave them a chance. And look at what happened. You know, not disrespecting anyone, but just saying there's a world of possibilities out there. I think
Cameroon side that dropped off just a little in terms of the rankings. Now Devon Titus, oh man, ever so close to finding their fourth. Ikram Reyners stretching for it, but not enough.
Question.
Across from his former teammate.
Yes. Question for me. Was the left foot not a better option than to go with the right? You understand what I'm saying? He wants to go with the right foot, whereas the left foot allowed him two things: to plug it in or to control it. But he goes with the right foot. Listen, once you've made that decision, you've made that decision. He's a striker. You only make one decision. You don't look like you're in doubt, but he went for that. Not the best for me. They say, Mark Brookman has scored one.
Plenty to ponder for Nicolas Dupuy, but he knows his mandate at South Sudan. He knows that things are not going to be easy. It's his 14th match in charge. He's managed just 3 wins with the team, 5 draws, 5 losses. Considering their ranking on the continent, it's not bad. A 23% win percentage coming into this game, because that will drop. Here's Mofokeng stylishly delivering it out to Kulis Modal on the flank, as Bafana seem at this point content to wind down the clock on what has been a successful qualifying campaign. Didn't get off to the best start in Orlando, where it's a game against Uganda, which they were 1-0 up courtesy of Lau Foster, and then suddenly 2-1 down before Talente Mbata rescued them. There he is. And there was that tricky tie away to this same opponent, South Sudan. But they managed to scrape the victory, 3-2. To confirm another change here with Mandela Malisha. Did start the previous game, but was sacrificed in this. He will get just a minute off. So just 3 minutes of injury time. FC in his homeland. That's the highlight of Bafana's qualifying campaign, that 5-0 thrashing of Congo Brazzaville. Been a superb brace. There's Obas. Mbata. Space for Titus.
Options are getting more and more for Coach Hugo Bruce in terms of the players that he's selecting and bringing into the team, because the journey is just too long.
You can see how difficult it is often for him to cut down that 38-man preliminary squad that he names. Have to lose some big players in order to accommodate all the talent that they currently have in the national team setup.
One good thing that I think all of us have learned is that he spends a lot of time watching football, going to these games and analyzing each and every individual to be up his reason in terms of why he selected Johnson. I think really just came today just to have fun. He just came out today. It's not a question of let's go and get another goal. He just came in to say, I'm just here to have fun.
Sharp for Relimo for King. I'm sure he'll get his first Bafana start sooner rather than later. Look at this. Chance in the closing stages for another. It's a decent effort from the man we've just been waxing lyrical about, Relimo for King. Fires that shot on target, but Majak Mawith behind it.
He knows when to be businesslike in his approach to the game, and look at him in the box. Quick thinking, nimble-footed as well. Good decision making, pull laces, not enough power, I thought.
Didn't put it far enough to the corner as well. Showing some sharpness inside the 18-yard area. Another opportunity for that fourth with Reyners. 30 seconds remaining here. We will clear. Oh! Stevens had to snatch that out of
He's making the keeper do something. Just do something. You just keep on having been tested. Just do something. Jump as high as you can.
Final whistle blows at the Cape Town Stadium. And Bafana in their qualifying campaign in fine fashion, a 3-0 victory here against South Sudan. So they go through qualifying for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations undefeated. They extend their unbeaten streak in AFCON qualifying to 9 matches. They are now 20 AFCON qualifiers at home without defeat. And for the first time since qualifiers for the 2015 edition, do they top their group? South Africa 3, South Sudan 0 at full time.
Some great images from Cape Town at the DHL Stadium, a debut for Sage Stevens, and the fans of Bafana really happy with that victory against South Sudan. They would have probably wanted a few more goals, but for the likes of Dortley and Co, as well as Hugo Bruce, they'll be happy. Hugo Bruce, it looks like he's exiting the building. Probably too much celebrations for him, but nonetheless, it is still a very good job done from Bafana. Well, you can see the likes of Ikram Reyners, some really good goals that they scored today. And we mentioned the dominance in the opening half, and they probably would have wanted to add to that tally. But you look at the likes of Smisi getting a run in the second half. Well, they obviously named a very strong team for the start of the game. And for Bafana, they were able to get a few new faces like Devon Titus as well as Sage Stevens involved. These are the qualified teams for AFCON 2025, and some big names in there, and of course some big casualties as well. The likes of Ghana not making this list as things stand. Now the tournament itself, well, everyone is looking forward to AFCON 2025 in Morocco, 21 December to 18 January 2026. It's going to be special. After this, we'll continue to dissect everything about the AFCON qualifiers.